Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be reacting to a video of all the LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga planets ranked by Rugged Eagle. So yeah, what's up? Sorry, there. Shut up the door. I don't care if there's wind around here. Sorry I hasn't got much content on other channel. Extra recently I've just been doing some other stuff and other content on other channels and stuff, so guys, I'm sorry. So let's get back into things.
You all know what comes at 24, and that is Kojima, because there ain't much to explore. The planet is just sat there doing nothing more. And that's why it gets such a low score at number 24. That's the Kojima round.
Yeah.
So yeah, in all seriousness though,
I didn't
Kojima
think I ranked it because I was ranking the planets off of their the open world. I wasn't ranking them on the levels, so I didn't even include Kijimi, to be honest. Because yeah, but it's obviously number 24. Well, if I'm gonna include Kijimi, I might as well include Starkler Base. You know what I mean? I know I can't even visit it at all once you finish the game, but at least there's some explorable parts in it. I rank it at number 24 and Kijimi number 25. Sorry. Yeah.
very little because you can't even land on the planet, so technically there's 23 explorable.
Oh no. I love the level names in this game.
Planets, but yeah, we do go to it in Rise of Skywalker, and I don't get why it wasn't added. I'm not all too bothered though, because them Kojima crooks scare me. Oh, don't mess with it. So technically the worst planet to explore in the game is at number 23, and that being Crate. So I'll tell you what, Crate it ain't all that great, and the main reason why is because you cannot access outside of the Resistance bunker, which is a little bit disappointing to say you do see outside on the battle between Luke and Kylo.
For some content, I'm trying to for some context, I'm trying to find my ranking of these because I want to compare them because I've actually ranked the planets and I've showed all the planet stats, like how much collectibles is on each one and stuff. So subscribe to go to Alpha channel, see that video.
Red. Now you may notice when you try to 100% the planet of Crate, when you do a few of the puzzles to get some Kyberbricks in the interiors are actually copied and pasted around. They're all the same crystal cave looking room with a different Kyberbrick puzzle in the middle. And this doesn't bother me that much because we have 23 explorable planets, which is just ridiculous, and hats off to the developers. I'm not expecting to go into a crystal cave and see a massive boat in the middle like the Goonies. The funny thing is, Crate was my most anticipated planet in the game. I don't know why. I know it's just a flat, salty planet. And I do think they did a good job with the Resistance bunker, matching it to the source material. It's just fairly disappointing how you cannot go outside when you do get to see it in the boss battle. And that's the main reason why I think Crate is the worst planet.
I thought that'd be cool. Like, why not just have it be like Exegol? It's like this big, like big part, and then you go inside and stuff. Come on, man. Imagine how good Hoth will be if you could explore outside. Like, there's gonna be some great Kyberbrick opportunities, actually. They're rather outside of Hoth than outside of Crate, but like as well, like Crate kind of needs it more than Hoth does.
Because he doesn't really want me to go back there once I've completed the game, because I can just explore other planets which are better. So there we go, coming in at number 22, and this were very close with number 23, and that is Dequar.
Okay, I'll go to that in a minute. I ranked Endor at number 23 here, and then Agent Cross, and then Crate. Crate is not a very good planet. But yeah, I just personally don't like Agent Kloss. It's just really unoriginal planet, and I don't know, I just never really found any of the puzzles to be really that great, and I'm just really uninterested in the planet. And Endor was really annoying to me at first, but I think it isn't actually that bad anymore. I don't think it was that bad. Actually, a lot of fun getting the Ewoks and that planet and stuff. But when I was first there, it's really hard to get around, and it's kind of confusing to know where you are and all of that, because a lot of the just loads of trees and crap, and I really wish Ewok Village wasn't that Ewok Village wasn't that big, but we'll get onto that later. Dequar, really? That's terrible. I don't know. I should level 17.
Now, Dequar for me, it is just a resistance bit.
It's called Dequar, okay? Right? I called it Dequar for the longest time. It's Dequar.
It mainly works, like I stated in one of my other videos, as a catalyst to get you through the story, that being in LEGO Star Wars The Force Awakens and LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. I don't really see Dequar being anything too interesting to anyone. Now, I just want to say straight off the bat, it is a massive improvement, Dequar, in the Skywalker Saga compared to LEGO Star Wars The Force Awakens. Ooh. I'm telling you, it's night and day. It's such a big...
It's strange seeing the Force Awakens planets now, because, like a lot of the time I view Force Awakens as like the modern LEGO Star Wars game. There was Complete Saga being the old one, LEGO Star Wars Clone Wars being in between, then LEGO Star Wars The Force Awakens be like, the good modern Star Wars game. But Skywalker Saga, blew it out of proportion, to be honest. Force Awakens and Clone Wars are now in between for me. kind of, it's weird. Okay, but Skyward Saga, obviously the new modern Star Wars game, Lego Star Wars game.
Improvement, because Decor in The Force Awakens is shocking. Right, I may have been a little
It's
bit...
not terrible, it looks really bland now, doesn't it? I mean, I always actually kind of liked the car in that game. I mean, it had the character customized. That was what.
harsh then, but you know what? You know where I'm coming from. Now, Decor is very forgettable. It's only in The Force Awakens, mainly just as the Resistance base. And it's not one of them planets that you remember, because it's a very basic grassy planet with a Resistance base on it. It's not like Agent Kloss, which is a bit of a jungle, or Dagobah, which is a swamp. So
Yeah, well, I always just kind of like the kind of look of they like the bases on the core, how they were kind of built into the little hills there. I kind of like that. Okay. And I guess it was a lot of a Force and Dakar, but Agent Kloss and Dakar, they're kind of just, they're not really original planets either. They're just new rebel bases, and they really don't do anything new.
in my opinion,
No,
in my opinion, it's a very forgettable planet, and to say the source material that the developers were going off, I actually think they did a really outstanding job, because it's a massive improvement compared to LEGO Star Wars The Force Awakens, and that's why Decor comes in at number 22. Because there's nothing much to do or any verticality to the planet, it's all very horizontal with a few bunkers, and you can go into a few of the interiors, but they ain't the most exciting things going, unless you're trying to find the map to Luke Skywalker on a fantastic planet, which is Act 2, but we'll get to where that is later. Next up at 21 is Hoth. So the planet of Hoth falls under a very, very, very similar scenario to the planet of Crate. You cannot leave Echo Base.
Yeah,
now, in terms of...
there, I ranked Hoth at number 12, actually. I like Hoth, man. I thought it was a cool planet. It's a pretty cool planet. See what I did there. How are you gonna rank Endor and Exegol and Agent Kloss and Jakku and all of these planets above Hoth, man? Come on, like, Rugged Eagle. We have a problem here.
Looking at Echo Base itself, I rather enjoyed 100% in this planet, and I don't know why. It's probably because it is very unique, because obviously it's a snowy planet.
Why you have
now,
the
some
snow?
people may argue it does get a little bit repetitive with all the corridors with inside Echo Base, but to me personally, that is the charm of Echo Base. And I have to say, if we would have got the outside district of Hoth alongside Echo Base, it would have been a hell of a lot higher. The first level of the Empire...
I mean, I don't really like the level outside of Hoth, kind of, really, because, I don't know, that's antennas and stuff, they're just really annoying, to be honest. They're just kind of like a chore to do. But I'd like to explore outside there and just get some kyber bricks and stuff, okay, like outside the base. Have it be daytime, because the level is kind of, like an evening-ish, so just have it daytime, kind of like Battlefront 2, like, that's really, really cool. Might not be that much kyber bricks out there, but it's still good to have a few. I mean, that'd be really cool.
Ice back where you explore Hoth on your Tauntaun is an absolute spectacular level, and if you would have had that outside district paired with Echo Base, Hoth would have been easily top 10, maybe top 5, but technically you can go back to explore the outside of Hoth if you load up that level, so technically you can. But we are ranking the planet purely, so that is why Hoth comes in at 21, but I do still think Hoth is very solid. Alrighty then, so moving into the top 20 and coming in at number 20 is Endor. The best thing about Endor is being C-3PO walking around and all the Ewoks praying to you, gold guy, gold guy. Now on the planet of Endor you only can access the Ewok village, which is fair enough. Now the Ewok village takes a completely different strategy in the way it is built, because it is mainly built vertically with many numerous layers applied to it. Now this does become quite a bit of a hassle and a ball ache when you're trying to get for this planet, because you're up and down, and when you're trying to track certain kyber bricks and quests, it's annoying with all the layers, but we're looking at the aesthetics of the planet. Now, Endor is definitely a unique one, and it doesn't have any major accessible interiors, but you can go in a few of the Ewoks' houses, such as the Ewok Doctors. You can go in his, like, little doctor's cabin thing. I mean, personally, I wouldn't call it a hospital, but I do love how Endor feels lived in. You see all the Ewoks walking around minding their own business, and I really like it how it adds that depth. And by far the most impressive feature about Endor is the sheer verticality of the planet. Anyway, let's move on to number 19.
Yeah. Endor is cool. I wish it maybe had, like, maybe a lot less collectibles. They're, like, a lot less focused on the Ewok village, and maybe had more, like, the Forest Moon, like, maybe around the shield generator for you to explore, because, I mean, I know you get to explore the forest and the planet, but, you know, I love that level because it's so. I love the Endor Forest. Okay, I think it's such a nice aesthetic. It looks so good in this game. To explore just a little bit of that, maybe the shield generator inside the shield generator stuff, or oh my god, like the place, the map in Battlefront 2, that one, the Research Station 9. That would be such a cool place to explore. Just trade out some of the bits in the Ewok village for that, because the Ewok village is a little bit repetitive, and it's not the worst plan anymore. I just had a little bit of a bias there because I only went to the planet once because I wanted to get the video out as soon as possible. Yeah, I think Agent Kloss now is the worst planet, and Endor will go above Exegol, so it will be now to number 20. I think it's still not great in my opinion. Whatever. So I think there's only like 3 planets that I just don't really want to go to ever. Like Exegol's really cool aesthetically, but actually I do not really enjoy the puzzles. A lot of the puzzles there are not really that great, to be honest. Same.
Now, the planet at number 19 really did surprise me because I thought this was going to be one of the worst planets in the game before I got my hands on it, and that is Agent Kloss. So Agent Kloss is the planet where Leia died. Pretty much it's summed up. It's all that flying around in space, mate. You got to slow down, Leia. Slow down. Now, Agent Kloss is a very different planet because it's more of a jungle. It's a tropical planet. And all I remember from Agent Kloss was that amazing side quest where the little astromech was sat there sunbathing and you had to block the sun out of his way. That was a fun little side quest. Oh yeah, not to forget the reference to Lord of the Rings with the side quest Second Breakfast from Beaumont Kin, who is the actor who says the famous line, "What about second breakfast?" And the best thing is how they use the Tantive 4's engines to literally cook the breakfast. Like, that is extreme. But anyway, back to the planet of Agent Kloss. So Agent Kloss offers more than what meets the eye. The first hub level of the Rise of Skywalker, where you do the parkour crash course, I really love how they integrated that into the planet for the hub level, and you can do that anytime after. And when I was doing this crash course both in the story and in the open world, it really did make me go to appreciate Agent Kloss. I love the background scenery of the tropical forest, and you have to give him credit for integrating the fully built Lego Tantive 4. I really wish you could have gone inside of that, but unfortunately you can't. Now, out of all of the Resistance bases, Agent Kloss by far is the best one. It just has even more to offer. You've got the fully built Lego Tantive 4, you've got the parkour crash course, some amazing tropical scenery, and some caves to explore. And Agent Kloss is quite a decent-sized planet. You know what they say, the bigger the better, and I was surprised that the...
Is it that? It's not huge, though, yeah. Though I did like in Battlefront 2 how, you know, you go at that little hill, the hole in the big hole in the hill, the hole in the mountain where you have the Tantive there, and in Battlefront you can look out and see the whole map, but in this game you can't. It's like you just can't do that. It's kind of annoying to me because you can do it in Battlefront, you just can't in this game. It's designed a little bit differently, and it doesn't look nearly as good as Battlefront as well, actually, because Battlefront had like kind of more of a tropical vibe. In a way, I wish that it was in here. I guess it's more faithful to the movie, I think, here. But, like, whatever, Rise of Skywalker is more like Rise of Crapwalker, to be honest. And, you know, it's not really that memorable. It's another pretty forest planet.
Eyes of Agent Kloss. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna do it. It was a surprise to be sure, but a welcome one. That's why Agent Kloss comes in at number 19. So striking its way into number 18 is the complete contrast of a tropical rainforest, and that is Exegol. And hey, don't worry, you don't need a Sith Wayfinder to get here. So Exegol in this game is a complete contrast to pretty much every single planet in this game because it is very dark and grungy. Coming to think of it, I haven't used that word in ages. Oh, actually, I did a missed opportunity there. That is a word I haven't heard in a long time. Now, Exegol might not be everyone's cup of tea, and it kind of lies in the middle. You either like Exegol or you don't like it at all. It really is down to personal preference because at the end of the day, it's a very, very dark planet. So Exegol doesn't have all too much going on outside of the Sith Citadel. There's some broken Star Destroyers in the background, and I do quite like the background scenery. Now, if you're a massive fan of riding elevators, Exegol is for you. I wish it would have had the, you know, Clone Wars 3 elevator music. That would have made it top-notch. Oh, such a good thing. Oh, I mean, should I call it the elevator music? Yeah, ignore that one. But anyway, if you do go to repair Palpatine's throne on Exegol, it does actually have a disco song. It's like this weird Sith disco song. It's pretty cool. This is probably the most exciting thing on the planet. So, behold. And as I stated earlier, Exegol is a really weird one because I know a lot of people don't really like this planet and some people really enjoy it because it is very unique, so it's kind of a mixed bag, and that's why I think it deserves this position on the ranking. Right then, coming in at number 17 is Utapau. I know, I'm only messing with you. I know it's Utapau, I know. So Utapau in the...
Exegol, yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of Exegol. It's not terrible, but it's kind of annoying to try to find your way around the place, and it's a good, interesting planet. It's unique as well. That's why I like it. I like the aesthetic of Exegol. I think it's like, I think the Rise of Skywalker had, a mixed variety of planets. Adrian Kloss and Pasaana, just zero creativity in them, to be honest. Like, they just, Forest Planet, Desert Planet, we've seen it a lot before. Kijimi, Exegol were good, and then Kefir is kind of in the middle. It's kind of, it doesn't look that exciting, but it wasn't terrible. It had the Death Star wreckage on it, so I guess it was mildly interesting. So Rise of Skywalker kind of average on the new planets that it introduced.
Game I thought was handled very well, to say it's only shown very briefly in Revenge of the Sith. Now, the planet of Utapau has a very monotone colour palette. There ain't too many saturated colours going on. It's all very flat in terms of colour. Now, I love my saturated planets such as Naboo with all the crystal blue water and stuff, and you can see how Utapau is very flat in terms of colour. Now, there are a few areas to Utapau that are just literally shrouded in shadow, and it can be a little bit too dark for me, personally. Now, Utapau falls under the same category as Endor. The planet is very vertical with numerous layers applied to it. And that is how Utapau is built, because literally it's big holes in the ground with many settlements applied to it. So that is how Utapau is portrayed. However, there isn't that many layers on Utapau, if you know where I'm coming from. And I didn't expect there to be, because you literally see Utapau for a few minutes in Revenge of the Sith, so I'm not expecting a massive city settlement beneath me. And my favourite memory on the planet of Utapau so far is the mini-boss battle you do against the Varactyl. Is that how you say it? You basically have to shoot it as it's crawling against the walls in Utapau like a horror movie, and they make some weird sounds, Varactyls, like, take a listen. And I don't know why, but that sound just reminds me of my childhood so much, watching Revenge of the Sith, just hearing the Varactyls in the background. It's just a childhood memory. Now, my only real issue with Utapau is, like I mentioned earlier, the colour scheme can be very monotone for me, and when you're traversing it trying to 100% the planet, it can be a little bit of a slight pain. So I have to say, I was kind of surprised with Utapau to say it's only shown briefly in Revenge of the Sith, and at number 16 is...
Okay, so I put Utapau way too high. Number 4? Really? Okay, so my first impression of Utapau were great. I loved spending time in Utapau. Like, the first half of playing there was great, but I actually went back there later and I just realised that, a lot of the second half of the Kyber Rex are kind of going to be a bit annoying to get, okay? I'm not saying Utapau is bad, but I think it might be back a little bit. It's not quite at number 4. It's not top 5, because I'm not exactly looking forward to like going back there again. Like the first time though, the first half of the Kyber Rex were really fun again. Utapau, I just love. I don't know. This is really enjoyable to get, and Utapau is actually a pretty good planet. We have Hello there. I don't really like the level though, but that doesn't really contribute to the ranking.
Dagobah. Now, Dagobah and Utapau were one of those that I was juggling. I didn't really know which to put above which, and I finally came to the conclusion that Dagobah is slightly better. No.
Dagobah is one of the smallest planets, though. Okay, like definitely, it's not that big. Like I feel like we've already explored it, all of it, like multiple times.
Where that Dagobah is a swamp, so it's not the most exhilarating place going. Now, to say it is a swamp, I think they did very, very good with it. And I love how you can just pop down to Grandad Yoda's little hut, have a brew, have a cookie, or whatever you want. He's everyone's favourite green Grandad. And the little green friend has a very, very good song too. I saw the little one sitting there on a log. I asked him his name in his raspy voice. He said, Yoda. Yeah, Yoda. Obi-Wan sent me here, of course. He said, Yoda will show you the ways of the Force. Why, Yoda. Why, Yoda. I'm losing it. I'm losing the plot. Anyway,
you're using the plot.
Now, Dagobah is a really unique planet in this game, and I really appreciate all the creatures flying around, especially that big bird thing that you have to fight. I have no idea what it's called. And I really love how they captured that desolate atmosphere on Dagobah because it's only Yoda living there on his own, but all the lizards and creatures flying around and walking around, it just adds that desolate atmosphere to the planet. And I think my love from Dagobah really comes from The Empire Strikes Back when you're going through the crash course with Yoda on your back, which is an amazing outfit. And I like how the developers just plonked all the Kyber up in the trees mainly, because when you're swinging around on the vines collecting it just makes you feel like you're training again with Master Yoda. Now, Dagobah in this game looks like it's shot in camera raw. It's very, very desaturated and there ain't many colours going on. Now, I do have to admit the planet of Dagobah does feel a little bit linear. It's not like you can go off track everywhere. You are stuck to the pathways in some sort of sense. Now, Dagobah would have earned a little bit more brownie points if you could head in any direction you want, because it does feel a little bit too linear for me, and it would have been better a bit more open. Now, I'll tell you what made me not enjoy Dagobah, that mission where you got to take the astromech around Dagobah to build his house. Oh, that mission were annoying. I remember the name of it, A New Home, and it's not like you unlocked any good character neither, just some random astromech, but whatever. Dagobah wouldn't be this high on the list if I didn't.
I can actually find all the things for that. I think I've partially done that, but when I go back to Dagobah, I'm probably going to have to struggle to find all the pieces again. I couldn't find them, okay? Looking around the area for ages.
Enjoy it, and guess what? I do. I love the desolate atmosphere and the different vibe it has. And not to forget, Yoda's hut is absolutely top notch.
Okay,
anyway,
I might continue this in the part 2. I'm not ending it now because I'm not halfway through. But yeah, I might do classic Afghan extra fashion and just do 2 parts of this because it is a long video.
Let's move on to number 15. So at number 15 we have the Ocean Moon of Endor. Kefbir. Right, so Kefbir, I have to admit,
Okay.
it did get a
what was the
little
last one? It was Dagobah. Yeah, I put Dagobah number 11. It's really good for like I guess another 4th planet. It's not really 4th planet. It's a swamp planet. It looks really good, to be honest. I always love Dagobah. It's not huge, but I'm kind of glad it's not huge. I'm kind of glad I didn't put that much effort into this. Instead, I kind of put more effort into some other planets that obviously needed it, like, you know, like Coruscant. Come on. Really hope he puts Coruscant on number 1.
Annoying when I was trying to 100% it, having to go back to the Death Star ruins over and over again. That's like my only major complaint. Now, the first time I saw them Death Star ruins, I was absolutely astonished because they were really impressive to explore, and I loved it. It just felt like exploring an abandoned building or something. And I loved all the lights flickering, flashing onto the water on the floor, giving off the reflections, and all the Stormtrooper helmets dotted around. It was pretty cool to go around it. Now, it definitely ain't a no-brainer. The Death Star 2 ruins is the main attraction on Kefbir. Now, at the back of Kefbir, there's an entire village that you can explore, and it does have a few accessible interiors, which I did not expect. And one of the accessible interiors was like a mini museum where you could read up on Captain Phasma and some other relics from Star Wars. Now, very similar to Act 2, I really do think Kefbir is one of the better looking planets in terms of graphical potential. You've got all the rocks with the water reflections on it, and the water does look really good, except from when you're travelling over to the Death Star 2 ruins.
God,
I do not like that little animation. Now, I really do appreciate the developers adding it into the game, but whenever the boat hits the water, it doesn't splash or anything, and it just looks a little bit unfinished, but it's only a little traversing animation. It's nothing major. So pretty much Kefbir is just the Death Star 2.
I forget you ride the horses. That's cool, man.
That's why
I'll finish this ranking in after the next planet he talks about, then I'll end the video.
Really like it, and you do have the little village at the back, and you also have some caves that you can go in and explore. And I remember the mouse droid boss battle. That was a really fun boss battle. A bit of a strange one, but I have to admit it were kind of fun. So really the main aspect carrying Kefbir on this list so high is the Death Star 2 ruins. I love the village though, they didn't need to add that in, but guess what, they did. So that's why Kefbir comes in at number 15. Right then, you best not be like Anakin, because coming in at number 14 is a sandy planet. Can you guess which one out of the 3? Yeah, it's Jakku. Right, I have no idea why I like Jakku.
Okay, shut the fuck up. Anyway, so yeah, Kefbir is actually a really good planet. I put it 16. Okay, it's a good one. The Death Star 2 wreckage is cool. Even the village, you know, it's not terrible. I don't think you even see it in the movie. I don't remember seeing it in Rise of Skywalker. And a lot of the stuff in Rise of Skywalker is memorable because of how bad it is. So yeah, you don't actually see it here. So I mean, nice. Okay, I kind of like how they added new stuff to the movies that you don't even see. Like that. That's cool. Oh man, so yeah, I mean it's a pretty cool planet. There was not much in the Death Star 2 wreckage, but to be honest, I don't really give a crap. Okay, it's pretty good.
So much, but it is the most open planet in this game, I reckon. I love.
Oh yeah, it's the most open. But like, what? I'm just gonna say it right now. Why when you're landing on Jakku, why don't you land here, right next to Nima Outpost, instead of landing out in the desert? It barely even feels like it's Nima Outpost because only like a quarter of it, less than like an eighth of it is taken up by like an Nima Outpost. To be honest, the rest of it is just regular desert. To be honest, and the Star Destroyer wreckage. Jakku is definitely one of the most boring planets, to be honest. There really isn't that much here. I mean, I guess it's big and open, and that's kind of cool for if you want to just ride around a speeder. But yeah, I just wish you could land there, right next to Nima Outpost, because it is Nima Outpost, and also don't like Tonal Village at all. It doesn't feel like an explorable planet location at all.
Traversing all the sand dunes on my speeder, exploring some of the broken Star Destroyers, it has quite a bit to offer. Now, some of you may be sat there thinking it's a little bit bland, it's just a load of sand, so obviously it's going to be open, but I really like that. And it really does help the scope of Jakku having this massive open playing field to ride around on your vehicles and do whatever you want. Now, you also do have the Tonal Village, is that how you say it? And I don't think the Tonal Village is anything major. It's not like the most exhilarating place. So I'm mainly just going to look at Jakku with the Nima Outpost, because the Tonal Village is there. That's enough said. Now, what makes the planet of Jakku even better, whenever I'm walking around, I literally have John Williams in my ear playing that amazing thing, the dun 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 dun. It's all I hear. I mean, I'm out here just slaughtering anything I see, and I just have that peaceful dun 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 dun. And weirdly, when I 100%ed the game, I found myself frequently going back to Jakku. I just love the open spaces, going around on the speeders, showcasing your characters there, and I love the vibrant, saturated colours. Now, like I stated earlier, this sandy planet just beat Jakku for me, and at number 13, we
Oh yeah, it's the standard. Whatever, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, smash that like button. I'll see you next time. We're going to be doing part 2 of this video, where I'm going to be reacting to the second part of it. You know, I know you want me to react. I know you want me to react to the whole thing in one video. Well, tough luck, guys. See you next time. Bye.